cultures. Hi, I'm Alice. Hey, I'm Mahisha. And I'm Chingwei. Hey guys!
The first light of dawn falls on the rusty roof of the shack. The sounds of sparrows chattering signal the beginning of yet another day. Saturday morning dawned bright and easy, the day the three little girls are looking forward to has come. The three of them are in the playground. They are playing and shouting with joy. Suddenly, they see the banner hanging on the tree. The banner tells about the culture night. What is culture, Alice? Asked Chingwei. All I can say is culture goes beyond our language, food, holidays, and attire. Even each of us have our own culture, said Alice. Alice's sparkling eyes look at her friends. She also wants to share about Malay and Islam culture. Suddenly, she opened her mouth and said, I was raised by my late grandfather due to my parents being too busy with their work. My late grandfather was imam at the mosque in our neighborhood. Alice proudly shared about her late grandfather. Because her late grandfather was an imam, Alice was raised with the teaching of Islam. Every Muslim needs to pray 5 times a day, fasting in Ramadan and read Al-Quran. Her late grandfather introduced Alice to the tajweed of Al-Quran. She always recited it after she finished her prayer. Every Muslim is taught to smile at everybody, greeting Assalamualaikum, and also shaking hands with elderly. Do you know all Muslims will be fasting on 12 March this year? After a month of fasting, we will celebrate Hari Raya Aidil Fitri. This is what I'm waiting for, said Alice joyfully. For Malaysian, Hari Raya is celebrated by decorating our house. The main dishes that Malaysians always prepare are rendang, ketupat, lemang, and also lontong. On the day of Hari Raya Aidil Fitri, we will wear new attire. Everyone will look stunning and colorful. After the Hari Raya prayer, all Malaysian Muslims will come home and start to greet all the relatives and eat the dishes. Suddenly, Alice murmured softly to herself as tears welled in her eyes. I miss my late grandfather. He never missed cooking nasi biryani for me every Raya. I wish he's still here and made it for me, Alice said with a shaky voice. Mahisha and Chingwei were bursting with joy after listening to the Alice culture. They can feel the different cultures between them. Wow, I want to celebrate Raya too so that I can eat all the Malay cuisine, said Chingwei. There is something I want to share about Indian culture. Do you guys want to know? Said Mahisha, while look at her lovely friends. Alice and Chingwei held their breath as they were listening to the Mahisha story.
You are all aware that the sari and dhoti are the most important garments in Hinduism. The sari is a popular traditional female clothing. A sari is a 5 to 6 yard cloth that is often worn with a matching petticoat, whereas dhoti is the man's national attire. A dhoti is a loincloth that covers the entire body from the waist to the ankles. Also, there are many other traditional Hindu attires such as dastar, which Sikhs wear with a turban, and salwar kameez, which is a sort of traditional women's clothing that looks like Punjabi. Furthermore, a kurta is a man's outfit that consists of trousers and a long type of shirt. Besides, lehenga is a traditional clothing in which the gagak choli assemble comprised of a shirt, a choli, and a dupatta scarf. Finally, langavani is a type of clothing worn by Indian youth. said Mahisha.
After that, I would like to tell my lovelies about traditional Hindu meals. It is the most intriguing aspect. In Indian culture, there are many different types of food. This sounds good, right? Asked Mahisha. Sounds so good, said Chingwei. The key distinctions are primarily between South Indian and North Indian cuisine, because the northern areas of India are predominantly vegetarian. Many of the most inspiring vegetable recipes originate there. Rice, tomatoes, potatoes, lentils, chicken paste, onions, and yogurt are staple ingredients in Indian cooking. And the most common spices used to flavor authentic Indian food include turmeric, cumin, coriander, mustard seeds, cardamom, chili, garlic, cloves, saffron, fennel, nutmeg, star anise, and fenugreek. Indian cuisine has traveled outside in the same manner that food influences have traveled to India. Certain meals have gained popularity and have made their way into cuisines all around the world. But for the most authentic flavors and dining experiences, these dishes should be attempted. Example Indian famous dishes are biryani, dosa, idli, sambar, vadai, paneer tikka, samosa, naan, paratha, gulab jamun, and many more, said Mahisha. That is so interesting, said Aisha. Thank you, Aisha. In Malaysia, there are numerous intriguing and well-known Indian temples that are old. I would want to tell you both about the great temples in Malaysia so that we can go there together soon. There are a few well-known temples that are also frequented by visitors. The temples are named after their locations: Batu Caves Temple in Kuala Lumpur, Waterfall Temple on Penang Highland, Maran Murugan Temple in Maran, and Sri Boyata Murti Temple in Malacca. These temples are open to the public at all times. I'm sure I'll get you both here as soon as possible, said Mahisha. Finally, I would like to talk about Hindu festivals that are well known in Malaysia. There are numerous festivals. I would like to explain to you the famous two festivals which celebrated in Malaysia. Let's see what is that. The first festival is Pongal. Pongal is a harvest festival held over 4 days in mid-January. It all starts with Bogi, when dwellings are cleaned thoroughly, and Rangolis. Patterns produced with colored powders are drawn in the courtyard. Next is Diwali. Diwali is India's as well Malaysia's most important celebration. Diwali usually comes in the month of October to November. Next is Chingwei's turn. We are excited, said Mahisha.
It was a great sharing session from you, Mahisha. Sure, I'm glad to share. Malaysian Chinese today not only speak Chinese, eat Chinese food, wear Chinese clothes, and respect Chinese classical tunes, but they also eat Malay, Indian, and Western food, wear other clothes, and love music from other cultures. I will tell you all about our traditional clothing first. There are 4 main traditional clothes in Chinese culture. Firstly is Hanfu, the most classic traditional Chinese clothing. Next, Qiu Bao Cheongsam, the most famous traditional Chinese dress. Tang Suit, the most famous as well, and the Zongshan suit, traditional formal attire for men. People's aesthetic choices and social norms influenced traditional Chinese dress. It changed over time across regions and across the social order, said Chingwei. Next, there are also so many dishes in Chinese culture. Chinese culture has a long history that may be traced back thousands of years.
Chinese culture has always been at the forefront of its period, revolutionizing ceramics, architecture, music, literature, martial arts, visual arts, philosophy, and religion. However, there is one region that jumps out. For millennia, Chinese cuisine has been a culinary innovator. There are some favorite Chinese traditional food which I love. The names of the food are tofu, chow mein, Chinese hot pot, spring rolls, wonton mee, char siu, and chicken fried rice. And also, these are the very famous traditional food of Chinese culture, said Jingwei. Besides, in Malaysia, there are many Chinese famous temples. I also go to all the temples very frequently. It gives me so much of mind peace. Next time, I would like to bring you both as well. The famous temples are Sak Dato Temple Negeri Sembilan, nearly 150 years old. Fortune Dragon Temple, Johor, 115-meter long Dragon Tunnel. Putio Village, Johor, largest indoor Guan Yin statue. Snake Temple Penang, temple with snakes roaming freely. Wat Machimaran, Kelantan, one of the largest sitting Buddha statue in Southeast Asia. And lastly, Chin Swee Caves Temple, Pahang, located 1,400 meters above sea level. Hope to go together with you both soon, said Jingwei.
Mahisha and Alice dropped their jaw after listening to the Qingwei culture. Both of them were amazed by the Chinese culture. Suddenly, I am so proud of being a Malaysian, said Alice. The three of the little girls were laughing. Qingwei, let's go home now, Qingwei's mom called her. I think I also need to go home now. My mom is waiting, said Mahisha, asking for an excuse to go home. All of them walked separately and go back home. They were swollen with pride in being Malaysian after listening to their friends' culture. We still can stand as one even with a different colors of cultures. So that is the end of the story. The moral value of this story is Malaysia is a diverse country with a rich cultural heritage, influenced by the various ethnic groups such as Malays, Chinese, Indians, and indigenous communities. Malaysian culture places a strong emphasis on respecting elders and individuals in position of authority. Malaysia is a multi-religious country, with Islam being the predominant religion. However, religious tolerance is a key value, and Malaysians are generally accepting of diverse religious beliefs. Malaysia is known for its multicultural society, and harmony among diverse ethnic and religious groups is highly valued. Tolerance, understanding, and acceptance of different cultures and beliefs contribute to the nation's unity. It is important to note that while these values are commonly associated with Malaysian culture,